Today I'll be reviewing Carving Creases and Stay the Course by Casper Allen. Currently he's only on YouTube, so if you'd like to listen to his stuff, be sure to check him out there. Alright, let's go.
Well, how can you tell a man which way to go? Though there's two lanes on the highway, they both run on the same road.
How can you tell someone which way to go, especially when they're lost? I love that imagery he talks about. There's two lanes on the highway, but they both run on the same road. When you feel like you're lost, when you feel like you're uncertain about which direction to head, even if there may be two lanes on the road, it's sometimes very confusing which direction runs where, especially a two-lane road kind of in the middle of a desert where there's a long stretch and rarely any cars. It could go one way or another, right? That's just how it feels. It's very confusing.
I was once a sunrise just like you. Now I ride upon my sunrise, turning sunsets into moons.
I was once a sunrise just like you. I was once young, and I was once vibrant and new like a sunrise. As he is maturing and growing older, the things that he feels, I was once fresh and new, but now I ride upon my sunrise, turning sunset and getting dimmer and into moon through the course of their life.
I've been harder pressed before, but I'm just running down my fuse.
A lot of times as you get older and as you get more mature, you almost feel like you're just running down your fuse. Now you've gone through the ups and downs, now you're just waiting till your fuse burns out. You're just riding along. And it's kind of that helplessness, that feeling of just floating through life.
A man stands alone in his mind. I'm no man. My face is young, but I'll carve patterns in my creases till my wrinkles start to come.
Sometimes, especially as you have gone through so much difficult times, so much darkness, so much trauma, so much experiences, right? You mature at a much faster rate than someone who hasn't had as many situations that they had to live through. And that's why I believe maturity doesn't necessarily come with age, it comes with experience. He's almost talking about that dichotomy between his mental maturity that he's feeling and his physical appearance. Because on the physical, his face is still young, and he's saying, I understand I look young, but inside I have lived through much more than you realize. I'll carve these patterns into my creases until my wrinkles start to come, until you can see physically and visibly how old I feel and how tired and how exhausted, just everything that comes as you've gone through so many ups and downs, and that exhaustion that comes with life, how he feels inside will be reflected outwards. And I know he's not physically gonna go and start carving his face with a knife, but it's just such a powerful imagery describing this frustration and how he might not be getting that acknowledgement or that understanding. Just because he looks young, people think he's young and foolish, and when in reality he's gone through so much suffering to come to that point.
Well, what darkness in this world defines your light? Who are you to shine it when my dark is burning bright?
And he is going through all of these turmoil and exhaustion in our life, and all of these experiences that he's had to go through. He's almost asking people that seem like they have their stuff together, which no one 100% has their stuff together. We're all trying and struggling through and trying to survive. And some are better at hiding it than others, but in reality, we're all just as uncertain. Even if we, on the external, might have beautiful homes or amazing degrees or amazing jobs, everyone is trying to figure it out every day and trying to find their purpose, find their meaning, and it changes all the time. And that's okay, that's human nature, that's human existence. But he's seeing people that look like they have their stuff more figured out. And he's asking them, well, what darkness did you go through that you found your light? Or conversely, all of this darkness in the world is accentuating their high vibe, high mood. Either way. But I love the next line. Who are you to shine it on me when my dark is burning? Because sometimes when you're in that state of mind, seeing someone seem so better off, even if it's just on the surface, a lot of times it really gets to us. And it's not necessarily their fault either. They're not doing it to spite us. But even if we might know that, at that moment, it feels like they are. It feels like they're shining it just to rub it in our face, how they are doing well and we aren't. How dare, like, who are you to shine it on me when my darkness is burning inside me?
I see the shadows in every passing tide. It's the way that makes the break, but it's the break gives it might.
I love that he follows it through with this line. I see the shadows rising and falling on every passing tide in the ocean. And he says this, despite the anger, the frustration he felt at people who seem like they have their stuff together. It's the wave that makes the break, but it's that break that gives it might. Yes, these ups and downs will break us and destroy us and who we are. A lot of times, even when we feel we figured it out, life is not just some destination you achieve. It'll break again, and it'll build again, and it'll break again, and it'll build again. Different levels. But just like when you work out, you're tearing and breaking those muscles apart, and they're coming back together 10 times stronger. That's how a muscle grows, right? And he's kind of pointing to that with life too. Yes, it's those waves that make the break, but it's that break that gives it the strength, the might. And it's that hones us.
It's the way that makes a break, but it's the break gives it might. I'm no man, my face is young. I'll carve patterns in my creases till my wrinkles start to come. I'll carve patterns into my creases till my wrinkles start to run.
By the way, if you go on YouTube to look for his stuff, a lot of these videos are recorded by a channel called Gems on VHS. If you guys ever have time, I would highly encourage looking through that channel. There's a lot of beautiful artists in there.
Well, when the heat gets heavy and the wind don't blow, you find yourself feeling low and gray. Well, remember me a breeze whistling through the trees upon a long ago October day.
If your days get so heavy and dreary, and there's this overlooming presence and gloom, remember me or imagine me as a breeze you loved a long time ago. And you'll see all the other examples he uses going on. But I love that message of, even during the darkest times, try to remember those glimpses of hopeful moments that you actually enjoyed in order to have that help you to push through.
Well, when the sky comes down, you gotta know where to go. You find yourself feeling low and blue. Well, remember me a rainbow, Technicolor day glow after April showers in the dew.
And if the sky is coming down, if the rain is pouring, you don't have anywhere to go, whether it's real rain or metaphorical rain, when everything is pouring down and coming down and you have nowhere to turn to. Remember the rainbow. How after that horrible storm, there will be that Technicolor day glow, that beautiful thing that comes from that darkness.
Well, when you're all messed up and the truth is hard to stomach, you find yourself reaching for an out. Well, remember me an evening in Albuquerque dreaming exactly where you want to be right now.
When all of these things are coming down and falling down and crashing, and you really don't know what to do, remember an evening, a cool desert evening in Albuquerque, where there's nothing, it's barren. And it's one of my favorite things about a desert. And you'll notice a lot of the music I introduce might also have very much a desert theme, because to me, that minimalism that comes from the desert, there's nothing to distract you. It's just barren. It causes you to have to become introspective, to really look within yourself and discover yourself. You're forced to realize that. But at the same time, to me, that wide open sky, the stars in the evening, over the desert, over the barrenness, it's a beautiful, mystical night. Remember that evening. Hold on to that place you want to be. Remember that and hold on to it and push through. Find what resonates with you, and find what has helped you, or what glimpses of happiness or glimpses of hope you felt in your life. And during those extreme difficult times, latch on to those.
Well, the road is long, it ends too soon. For some of us, it's hard to stay the course.
Oh, the road is long and it ends too soon. Life is both a paradoxical long eternity sometimes. It drags on. And there's so much that happens, good or bad. And it can really get exhausting, kind of like the previous song I was talking about. But then paradoxically, it ends too soon. when it ends, a lot of times you feel like you didn't have enough time. And he says, for some of us, it's very difficult to stay on that path that society or whoever deems as the right path to go. For a lot of us, it's either difficult or impossible because of who we are and how we operate to fit into the norms of society and stay the course. And sometimes we stumble, sometimes we completely fall off. You feel that shame towards yourself, that self-hatred, because you feel like you're not living up to those expectations. You're not living up to the right course that people are telling you or people think you need to be on. And you know what's really unfortunate? There is no right path. Even if you were to get everything that you have been told you should want, a good job, a good house, whatever, I assure you that's not going to be what brings happiness. Yes, it might bring some more comfort, but there's only so much that materialistic things can do because that's not where it's at. I would just encourage, as much as it is difficult, to just allow ourselves to be and exist and live through life the way that we feel comfortable or genuine, even if it feels so wrong to do that sometimes because of what everyone tells us. Understand, similar to some of the points I brought up in my previous video, everything will end. Everything is futile over time. So don't waste your time and ability to do the things that you are passionate about, to do the things, even if you're not passionate about something, to do something that remotely sparks interest in you. But don't waste that time trying to get approval for others or live for what other people think is this grand life. Do what comes naturally to you, and sometimes if that's, you don't know, you just want some time to just rest and just be and just flow with life, that's okay too. Everyone goes at their own pace. Allow yourself to go at your own pace.
Tears will turn to laughter. This I know is true. You'll always have a friend to see you through. Well, a cycle spins, but it comes around again. The light comes leaking in, and you catch it when you can.
The cycle is always spinning. The good, the bad times. It's a cycle. There is no happiness you achieve. There is no sadness that's eternal. It comes and it goes and repeats in a cycle. And he's saying those occasional moments of light, those occasional moments of redemption, those occasional moments that make life worth living, those opportunities will come and go in a cycle. But they will come and go. And he's saying catch it when you can. But if you are not able to catch it, it's okay. The cycle will continue. And it will come up again. Another opportunity, another place. Don't give up hope. Just as nothing good lasts, nothing bad lasts either. As I've said in my previous videos, it's important to understand that even our most difficult sufferings will end. Just as even the happiest moments of our lives will come back to balance. It's that balance that happens in life. Those ups and downs. That's what makes life, life.
Well, the road is long, and it ends too soon. For some of us, it's hard to stay the course, but tears must turn to laughter. And this I know is true. You'll always have a friend to see you through.
And this I know is true. You'll always have someone to turn to. And that's the thing. Understand, obviously, that people relationships, friendships, they change over time, over life, as we also grow and change as a person. We may find different people resonate with us. That's okay, that's just the cycle of life as people come and go. But I think what he means is more abstract. Whether it's music, whether it's the rainbow he's told you to remember when you're in the middle of a rainstorm, whether it's that cool breeze you felt on an autumn night a long time ago, when everything feels stuffy and overwhelming, when you don't know where to turn, and it's that cool and open, minimalistic, freeing desert Albuquerque night, whatever it is. Hold on to those things, those memories, those experiences that have made you feel alive, that have made you feel like life was worth continuing on for. Those little moments, if we really look, there are those moments embedded like diamonds in the rough, in the middle of all of these darkness. Those will always be there to help you through. Hold on to them, latch onto them when you need to, and use that to help you pull through. Because as horrible as a time you may be going through, everything, good or bad, will end, and the cycle will continue. There will be good times as much as there will also be bad times. That journey, that experience, that is what is important, and that is what makes life worth living. Whatever it is that you want to achieve, or whatever it is that you want to do, regardless, because everyone has something different, but that up and down, that life, that uncertainty, that is life. That is what makes it so unique and different and interesting, but at the same time a universal human experience. It's a very intricate and interesting thing. Your life is a part of that big journey of human nature. Thank you so much for watching the whole video, and if it resonated with you, I'd love to know in the comments what your thoughts are and what helps you push through when life just feels too hard and too much. And if you see other people that are struggling who post in the comments, help them and feel free to talk to them and really just create that encouraging environment. Or if you feel that there is someone that is close to you that might benefit from hearing this message, feel free to share it on as well. I'll also be posting every Tuesday and Thursday going forward, so feel free to subscribe if you feel my content resonates with you. Hope you guys have a great and safe rest of your day, and I hope you all the very best. I love you, Aquarians, and see you next Tuesday.